With a star departing AEW and more, this is Wrestling Rambles. My name is John, and you're watching the Wrestling Report. Before we move on, make sure you subscribe to Wrestling Rambles with notifications on, and don't forget to like the video. Revealing who he believes to be on the Mount Rushmore of WWE, John Cena had this to say in an interview with Chris Van Vliet. I mean, this is just my perspective, and again, we are talking objectivity, so it's only my opinion. Hulk Hogan would have to be in there, Steve Austin, Dwayne Johnson, and Roman Reigns. Roman has done a fantastic job of taking the business to heights it's never been to before. Taking to Facebook to celebrate the anniversary of his debut in pro wrestling, former TNA star Homicide wrote, "I'm very humble, so grateful for the kind words for my 30th anniversary. To me is bigger than my birthday. I worked so hard and dealing with injuries. Thank you, everyone. To all promoters I worked for since 1994. NWA, thank you for listening. Crazy Passion, Self means a lot, and Water, Cocoa Butter, Sandbags for making me still move. My students, mentors, crew, thanks means a lot. West Texas, Puerto Rico to NYC. Speaking about the allegations of sexual misconduct and sex trafficking against Vince McMahon, former WWE star Mario Mancini told the Unscripted podcast, "No, not at all," on being asked if the allegation surprised him. Not at all. I will tell you the same thing I said on Cheap Heat. He is a sadistic sociopath. He always was. The thing about him, though, is he is the Pied Piper. Vince had great ideas, and obviously he revolutionized the wrestling business. He turned the whole thing around. He made it mainstream. But the problem is, he did not have a limit. He didn't know where to draw the line. Going over his brother Jeff Hardy's health following the match against Sammy Guevara, Matt Hardy noted on his Extreme Life podcast, obviously Jeff's nose, as I said, it was broken, had a couple little breaks in it. He's getting some tests done on his sinuses to see how his sinuses are doing. It's not a fast project. These things move slow, but we're just trying to make sure his health is first and foremost and putting that above everything else. So that's the main thing, kind of, to update on the status of him. Mentioning how Ric Flair wanted to turn on Sting in AEW, Ringside News wrote that, according to Conrad Thompson on the What Happened When podcast, Flair expressed a desire to turn on Sting one last time, attempting to convince Thompson to advocate for the idea with Tony Khan. Thompson recalled Flair's insistence, stating, "Conrad, will you go talk to Tony? You're friends with him. Just go talk to him." Flair believed that his betrayal would be best for business and even mentioned to Thompson, "It's only worked 10 other times." Despite Flair pitching the idea to Khan, he wanted Thompson to reinforce the notion, but Thompson suggested that Flair, being part of the storyline, should have the conversation himself. In the end, Flair opted to support Sting in the main event of Revolution, but his involvement backfired as he received a pair of super kicks from the Young Bucks during the match. This decision added a dramatic twist to Sting's retirement bout, highlighting the ongoing rivalry between Flair and the Icon throughout their illustrious careers. In a video, Dominik Mysterio can be seen getting married to his childhood sweetheart. prior to AEW Revolution, Swerve Strickland had this to say about the event as well as the company, telling Q93, Revolution is truly the perfect name for this because that's where we're going to start. That's where I'm looking to start in the wrestling world, a true revolution. All the free agents out there that are looking to have a home, everybody's going to be targeting AEW. I will say that. We welcome that as well. We want this place to grow. We want to showcase the best talent available, the best talent out there, and for all of them to want to just assemble here and truly take the sport, the industry to the next level. For me to be the number one guy, to be on top of the mountain with all that talent coming in means everything to me. It means something different and truly unique to the company and to the industry, and the industry is going to see that. Everybody else in the industry is going to see that and watch. They're going to watch and pay more attention than they ever have because of not just the talent coming in, but just myself being at the top of that and watching how I operate and move, which I've already been moving for the past year, a better part of like 2 years. I've always been in a very unique way with Rick Ross and Kevin Gates and going to the Grammys and my music, my podcast. I've always moved in a very unique way. Now imagine what I can do with an AEW World Championship on my shoulder. Sharing his experiences with CM Punk in AEW, QT Marshall told Sportskeeda, I always liked him backstage. I know there were reports that he kept me off of TV, and we actually talked about it. We agreed. Neither of us wanted me to be Will Hobbs' manager. Then I also had to work Saturdays and Wednesdays. So when him and I spoke about the idea that he didn't want me with Will Hobbs, I was like, yeah, let's sign me up for that one because I'd rather only work on Wednesdays. Talking about the bond of the AEW locker room, world champion of the promotion, Samoa Joe said at the post-Revolution media scrum, I think you summed it up perfectly. That was last year. This is the AEW underneath my reign. As far as our locker room community, I don't think it's ever been tighter. I don't think it's ever been better. There's an enthusiasm backstage that is infectious. And it's because we have so much new burgeoning talent. We have so many new opportunities to go out there and entertain the crowd with the people that we have at our disposal. That's just genuine excitement among the locker room. It's been a long time since this spirit has been felt here, and I'm very much looking forward to where this leads us in the future. Speaking about his aspirations for 2024, Omos told the Battleground podcast, yeah, I think obviously the one coming up is the big Super Bowl of WWE. So hopefully I get to have a match at WrestleMania. That is always my goal every year, to be on that card. Because no WrestleMania is a dream for some, but man, it's an honor for me whenever I get to be out there, you know, be with the fans and just absorb the atmosphere of about 80,000 to 100,000 people. There's nothing like that. It's always my biggest goal every year, absolutely. I've been working, man. I'm excited, but I've been working. We work every day, man. Hey, man, I would love that rematch against Bobby Lashley. I need my rematch, Bobby. Sending a message to Cody Rhodes as the star is set to take on the Bloodline at WrestleMania, Jey Uso said this on the Jackie Redmond show. Cody, if you need help, call on me. If anybody knows how they get down, Us, it's me. But I'm telling you, bro, we need more soldiers. I mean, 100%, I would choose Cody. They beat me up. They kicked me out. I mean, why would I want to? You know what I'm saying? Cody showed love, man. During that same interview, Jey Uso revealed the meaning behind his catchphrase, yeet, as he said, yeet means yes, no, maybe, go get some food, yeet, Going to work out, yeet. You know, did you like that movie? With a hesitant face, yeet. Jackie says, it is a term of excitement. It can mean many things. Many things. Jey would also reveal the condition of tagging with his brother Jimmy again, saying, Roman knows this, my brother knows this, but as long as the tribal chief got his finger on Jimmy and Solo, it's never gonna happen. Just come this way, Oos. Y'all just come to Monday, man. Come on, you'll see what is over here. It's fun over here. When it comes to details on Kazuchika Okada's AEW contract, as he recently appeared on Dynamite and aligned himself with the Young Bucks, Ringside News wrote that reports from Tokyo Sports reveal that Kazuchika Okada has inked a 3-year deal with AEW, estimated to be valued at 2 billion yen over the contract's duration, which translates to approximately $4 million USD per year. Speaking about the future of AEW, president of the company Tony Khan noted this during the AEW Revolution media call. I think 2025 is going to go down as the year where AEW really took the leap from being a startup company to being the established challenger player in pro wrestling for decades to come. Ringside News added that Khan further revealed that back in 2020 he laid out a strategic roadmap spanning 5 years for AEW's trajectory, and he expressed satisfaction that the plan is on track to being completed. He pointed to developments such as the negotiations for media rights concerning Dynamite, Rampage, and Collision, alongside the recent decision to expand the pay-per-view lineup to 9 events in 2024, as key factors contributing to the company's continued growth. Meanwhile, AEW's existing media rights arrangement with Warner Bros. Discovery is expected to expire at the end of 2024. That implies there will be key negotiations before the end of the year to determine if WBD wants to maintain AEW content on their networks or whether Khan would have to find a new home for AEW's 3 weekly shows. Giving his support for Zac Efron to take part in WWE as he recently played the role of Kevin Von Erich in the Iron Claw, John Cena said this to E-Talk. This was a very good representation of what was going on at the time. A wonderful performance by Zac. The whole crew did awesome. I thought the movie was exceptional. He'd, Efron, have a spot in WWE any day. It was previously reported that Martha Hart was reached out to regarding Sting descending from the rafters in AEW, as Ringside News wrote that following Sting's descent from the rafters on AEW Dynamite, there was some discussions about the risks involved in the entrance and concerns about potential insensitivity. However, according to Fightful Select, it has been revealed that AEW and Tony Khan took proactive steps by reaching out to Martha Hart, Owen Hart's widow, to seek her input and approval for the spot. AEW commentator Tony Schiavone added on his What Happened When podcast, Tony Khan did call Martha Hart. I was there when he called her. He told me, go let Sting, Darby, and the Bucks know that Martha Hart and I have talked, and she has given it her blessing. And I went and told them what the communication was, would not have done it without first talking to Martha Hart. Talking about a scenario where Raw could go off the air in the months leading up to their move to Netflix, former WCW president Eric Bischoff said this on his Strictly Business podcast. Maybe it goes dark. Maybe they take advantage of that creative time to build anticipation, to promote it heavily, to create awareness, and to get everybody ready for the big move. Treat it like it's WrestleMania and build up to it so that when it does premiere on Netflix, there's a built-in anticipation for it. I'm a big supporter of Elon Musk. I think that the platform has grown. It's becoming better. I think it's the future in many aspects of social media, and I think that would be a good solution. I'm not sure that it would be a better solution than going dark and building anticipation. Suggesting a name to induct Paul Heyman into the WWE Hall of Fame this year, Tommy Dreamer noted on Busted Open Radio, "If I'm the original Paul Heyman guy, sure, I'm the right person to induct him into the WWE Hall of Fame. Am I the right pick? No. If I had to pick between, I have people in-house. Steve Austin, CM Punk. I'm picking either one of those two guys. It's a television show and I understand the industry. Or, I'm sorry, Roman Reigns. Hi, could I do it? Sure. Should I do it?" Going over plans for The Rock in the future for WWE, WrestleVotes wrote that, according to sources, the much-anticipated return of The Rock concert could light up next week's Smackdown live from Memphis, Tennessee. I'm told this idea has been brewing for weeks, with a possible announcement of it tonight on Smackdown. Speaking of The Rock, this was said regarding WWE wanting him for the upcoming show in Saudi Arabia. As the Wrestling Observer newsletter noted, the next Saudi Arabia pay-per-view is May 25th, which will be the day before AEW's Double or Nothing show. When there was an attempt by some to get Rock to move to a later date with Reigns and keep Cody Rhodes in the spot while Nick Khan and Ari Emanuel had made the deal, there were people who felt that since the spot was promised to Rhodes last year and they'd been building it, have it be Rhodes at Mania and Reigns Rock in Saudi with the idea of garnering more money, this would have been that date. When asking if Rock will be working that show, we're told there are a lot of variables in play and a variety of factors, but obviously the company would like it if he would. But while nothing is set in stone, the belief as of right now is that Mania won't be his only match in 2024, and there is definitely a push to get him to work at least one Saudi Arabia event this year. Talking about WWE settling an antitrust lawsuit from MLW for $20 million, an unnamed wrestler said this to the Wrestling Observer newsletter. "I'm glad they settled out of court and good for Court Bauer. WWE deserved it and did tamper with guys' deals and bully their way into negotiations, me as an example years ago." Touching on a move for Smackdown, Ringside News wrote that in a potential shift for WWE Smackdown programming, reports suggest a move to FS1 could be on the horizon come fall. Fox Sports recently announced plans to broadcast college football games on Friday nights starting in the autumn months. While the specific schedule has yet to be unveiled, speculation arises that Smackdown may transition to FS1 if Fox airs college football games in September. This wouldn't be the first time SmackDown found itself on FS1, having made the move previously for MLB playoffs and the World Series. Come October, SmackDown is slated to relocate to the USA Network as its contract with Fox concludes. WWE and USA Network have inked a 5-year agreement set to bring the Blue brand to USA Network starting October 2024. Since October 2019, SmackDown has enjoyed its home on Fox, but potential changes may lie ahead with this forthcoming transition. Falling is joining of the House of Torture faction in New Japan Pro Wrestling. AEW star Jack Perry said this during his post-match comments. "I see a lot of people on the internet talk about the House of Torture. Why? I appreciate these guys because they're not afraid to be themselves. They're not afraid to do what has to be done. Everybody out there complaining, cry me a effing river." When it comes to the betting line on CM Punk being let go by WWE or quitting, Ringside News wrote that, as per the latest betting odds on Bet Online, Punk not getting fired or quitting the company is in favor currently. However, given that people are betting on the possibility things getting real won't be a surprise. CM Punk to be fired/quit WWE before 2024 ends? No, -200. Yes, +150. Speaking about WrestleMania 40, John Cena was asked about possibly wrestling The Rock as he told The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon, "It's April 6th, night 1 of WrestleMania 40. I know exactly where it is. I mean, I'm free that day. I'm just telling you guys that." Taking to X, Mike Santana said this regarding his departure from All Elite Wrestling, writing, "Took a few days to reflect, and I can't tell you how truly blessed and grateful I feel. It's been 5 years full of ups and downs, but above all, it taught me so much about myself and this business. I'm thankful for the opportunity I was given to be a part of history at the ground level. I can say that I'll forever be a part of that legacy right at day one. But as you know, there comes a time in life where you have to make decisions and take a bet on yourself. We only get one chance at this life thing, and life is about taking risks. You'll never know your true potential unless you really put it to work. I'm a big believer in when one door closes, a bigger door opens, and I'm so excited for what the future holds for me. With that being said, I want to thank God and my father for continuing to guide me, my family for their endless support, all the fans who have backed me endlessly no matter what, to Ortiz for the years, and AEW for the knowledge and opportunity. I told you the best is yet to come." Staying on this topic, this was said regarding why Santana is no longer with AEW. As Dave Meltzer noted in the Wrestling Observer newsletter, Mike Santana, 33, has left the company. This isn't a surprise, as he hasn't been happy there in a long time. He was wanting a singles push and it wasn't materializing, so he just wanted out. He beat Ortiz on October 25th in a great grudge match on television, and then was never used again. And this was your pro wrestling news update. I hope you're all having a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see y'all later.